3 Horror Stories. For years, the abandoned Candle Rock Mansion had become a local legend among the neighborhood kids. It was said that even in the darkest hours of the night, a mournful light emanated from its windows. The mansion seemed to hide in the shadows of the surrounding trees, and the rumors of treasure hidden within its walls drew adventurous souls to explore its mysteries. One summer night, 4 brave friends set out to unravel the stories they had heard about Candle Rock Mansion. Mark, Sarah, Jake, and Emily, unaware that an ordinary night would turn into an extraordinary experience, ventured into the dark. After forcing open the mansion's door, they stepped inside, and at first everything was quiet. However, they heard a faint creaking sound approaching from within. As they ventured further, they discovered a table in the middle of a room, adorned with burnt-out candles and a dusty photo album. The photographs portrayed a once happy family, but as they flipped to the final pages, the images grew darker and more mysterious. The people in the photos no longer smiled. Their eyes held a hint of sadness, and Emily attempted to wipe away the dust from the photographs. They heard a soft click from beneath an old painting on the wall. Lifting the painting revealed a hidden passage. As they traversed the secret passage, they found themselves in the lower level of the mansion, a stark contrast to the upper floor. The walls were damp, and eerie paintings covered them. They walked down the corridor and eventually stopped at a strange door. Upon opening the door, they found themselves in a dark room with a large mirror on a table. Approaching the mirror, they noticed that their reflections transported them to another place. Their eyes were closed, and suddenly they were in a forest. The forest was silent and shrouded in darkness, with only the moonlight piercing through the trees. Their fear was palpable, but they had lost their way back. Suddenly, a strange sound, like the forest itself breathing, emanated from the depths of the woods. Terrified, they continued forward and reached the edge of a lake. As they approached the water, they noticed dark figures beneath its surface. These figures had glowing eyes and seemed to beckon them closer. In a panic, they retreated from the lake's edge, but the forest guided them deeper into a labyrinth of trees. Slowly, ghostly apparitions appeared before their eyes, closing in on them. Eventually, Mark, Sarah, Jake, and Emily vanished into the depths of the forest and were never seen again. Candle Rock Mansion and the forest seemed to have swallowed them whole, concealing their fate forever. Second Stories. It was a chilly autumn evening when 4 friends decided to spend the night in an old, abandoned mental asylum on the outskirts of town. The asylum had a sinister reputation, with tales of ghostly apparitions and unspeakable horrors that had occurred within. The friends, Alex, Lily, Mike, and Jessica, arrived at the asylum just as the sun disappeared below the horizon. They looked around before checking if someone or something had left the doors ajar. Moonlight cast eerie reflections on the shattered windows, creating strange shadows in the darkness ends. Silence reigned within the hospital's walls. Every sound they made as they ventured deeper into the building sent shivers down their spines, but they suppressed their fears and pressed on. As they explored down the corridors, they discovered a maze of strange symbols on the walls, and old patient rooms. When Jessica opened a room door, an icy chill filled the air. Inside, a bizarre array of cribs surrounded by ghostly children greeted her. The infants stared at them with hollow eyes, as if waiting for help. Jessica recoiled in fear from the unsettling sight, but the door suddenly slammed shut, trapping her friends inside. Outside, the remaining friends heard a strange sound emanating from the room beyond the closed door, much like the eerie cries of the transformed infants inside the room. The infants had morphed into grotesque creatures and were now advancing toward their trapped friends inside. The friends left outside panic and raced through the labyrinthine hallways. Eventually, they sought refuge in a bedroom inside. They found an old diary belonging to a former patient of the hospital. The diary revealed horrifying truths about the asylum, including the dark secrets meeting. Suddenly, the walls of the room began to tremble, and the ceiling slowly descended upon them. The friends were trapped. Pages from the diary scattered in the air, and the ceiling continued to descend, threatening to crush them. The story ends here. The horrifying fate of Jessica, Alex, Lily, and Mike within the asylum's walls is sealed, buried in the dark secrets of the institution. The legend would continue to haunt those who remembered the terror of that night. Third stories. A town was shrouded in terrifying tales of haunted apparitions that roamed within an abandoned mansion for many years. The mansion's doors had remained locked for decades, but one night, four brave youths decided to challenge this dark legend. Mia, Ethan, Zoe, and Caleb embarked on this adventure that nobody dared to undertake in the darkness. After forcing open the mansion's door, they stepped inside. The old mansion was silent, with only the echo of their footsteps. They moved cautiously and halted in an old room. Suddenly, the books in the library began to open one by one. Pages turned rapidly, and the words in the books started reading themselves aloud. They felt the air grow frigid. All at once, a column of black smoke appeared in the middle of the books. The smoke thickened, revealing a masked woman. With a sinister smile, she uttered, "Welcome, you're here now." The young ones screamed in terror and attempted to flee, but the doors suddenly shut, trapping them inside. The old mansion had turned into a trap of ghosts and curses. Since then, there has been no news of Mia, Ethan, Zoe, and Caleb. The mansion remains abandoned, and nobody dares to enter. The tale of the ghost continues to circulate through the town, whispered from one person to another. Thanks for watching.